Courtney Cox here for Nesson.com, and I am joined by two special guys right here, Chicago Tribune's Dan Wiederer and Patriots beat writer Doug Kyde. But Dan, I want to start with you. The Bears coming off a 22-0 loss preseason game. What do you see out of them in this training camp, the joint practice with the Patriots?
This team's a work in progress right now, and I think it's very good for them to get a measuring stick like the Patriots, a team that obviously has a track record of winning championships. The Bears are a team that's been in last place in the NFC North for 2 years running now, and so for them to get this measuring stick, I think it's a very important week for them to understand where their deficiencies are, where they can get better. Practice one, I think they saw that this is a much better team that they're going up against, and hey, there's a lot of flaws that we got to get cleaned up and fixed before we get to the regular season.
Well, during the scrimmage, there was a little bit of an interesting situation that happened. We've already talked about it from the Patriots side of you, but I want to hear from a Chicago standpoint. What happened out there?
It's been an edgy Bears team throughout August. I think that they understand what's ahead of them and the challenge that they are looking at as they climb towards being respectable again. Today, I think it was just a matter of two really good players, Alshon Jeffrey and Malcolm Butler, getting locked up and getting heated in their competitiveness, and it just escalated a little bit. Obviously, players from both sides were needed to break it up or escalate it, whichever way you want to see it. But I think overall, this is a good thing for a Bears team, again, to see the brand of competitiveness that they're going to be going up against. Malcolm Butler is a guy who plays terrific press man coverage. Alshon Jeffrey sees himself as one of the elite receivers in this league. If he is truly to be considered that, he's got to win more battles than like that than he loses. And so, obviously, a good chance for him to show his competitiveness, and they're going to have to work on that going forward.
All right, well, Doug, on the Patriots side, them coming off a win over the Saints, what are three things looking at training camp today, looking at that preseason game that Patriots fans should look out for?
I thought that the Bears actually looked pretty good during today's joint practice. I was pretty impressed with them. I thought that Jay Cutler performed well. I thought that Brian Hoyer was pretty solid out there other than throwing an interception. So I think that this is actually going to be a pretty good test for the Patriots. Obviously, they did beat the Saints last week, but I think that this is another good test, and especially going up against a guy like Alshon Jeffrey for Malcolm Butler. I'll really be interested to see how they face off against one another. Also, Kevin White, another good wide receiver for the Bears. It seemed like they kind of split who got the better of that matchup today between the one-on-ones and the team drills. So I'll be kind of interested to see who matches up against him, whether it's Logan Ryan or maybe even one of the undrafted cornerbacks. Cravon LeBlanc had a great practice today. Finally, Patriots defenders really did a good job of getting their hand on the football today. So that's another thing to kind of look at moving forward here. The ball skills of these Patriots defenders seem like they're really strong. Jamie Collins got his hand on a few balls up there. Justin Coleman broke up 4 passes. So that's definitely a positive sign there for the Patriots. And I think that that's something that could be a strength for this team moving forward here.
All right, well, thank you both. That's it for us from Patriots training camp, Patriots Chicago Bears joint practice. For Nesson.com, I'm Courtney Cox.